Is interracial dating really the problem, or is it how we're talking about it?
I still wonder how, yeah, you always make it right, and maybe it's our chance, but either way, you showed me how to reach for the best of myself. It's all good when you show the way.
Interracial dating is a topic that sparks both fascination and division, especially right here on YouTube. But why has it become one of the most controversial issues that's trending right now? Well, it's comments from influencers, cultural differences, or how relationships are portrayed online. This conversation has exploded across pretty much all platforms, raising intense debates and emotions from viewers worldwide. But what's fueling this rise in this controversy? Well, today I thought it might be worth taking a look into the heart of this conversation. One of the most controversial topics that I've seen trending here on YouTube and other social media platforms about interracial dating revolves around the societal stigma, especially for white women dating black men. Despite the growing acceptance of interracial relationships, studies show that white women dating black men still face backlash, often being judged as rebellious or lower in status compared to women who stay within racial boundaries. Now, this has sparked some pretty heated discussions, and especially in the black communities, where some feel that interracial dating isn't as accepted as it is being portrayed in the media. Now, additionally, there's an ongoing conversation about whether interracial couples, especially those involving white partners, truly embrace multicultural perspectives or are simply downplaying racial differences. Well, this debate touches on the idea that acknowledging race and societal structures leads to better relationship outcomes. So these dynamics continue to fuel discussions across all of these platforms, questioning whether interracial relationships contribute to social progress or if they just perpetuate deeper racial issues. Well, the topic of black women and interracial dating adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing debate about interracial relationships. Many black women face a unique set of challenges when they date outside of their race, particularly due to historical and cultural factors. Now, one major point of controversy centers around the perception that black men are more likely to date outside their race, which some black women feel further marginalizes them in the dating world. Now, this has sparked debates over whether black women are unfairly judged for exploring interracial relationships themselves, while black men receive less scrutiny for doing the same. Now, another aspect of the controversy revolves around the idea that black women who date non-black men are often labeled as betraying their community. So this creates pressure on black women to remain within their racial group, despite the fact that black women are statistically less likely to be in interracial relationships compared to black men. Now, additionally, some black women feel that interracial dating narratives in the media are often focused on black men and white women, leaving black women's experiences underrepresented and misunderstood. Now, in response, there has been a growing movement of black women openly discussing their experiences in interracial relationships, challenging stereotypes and reclaiming their right to choose partners based on personal connection rather than societal expectations. Now, this ongoing conversation is fueling both support as well as criticism, making it a hot topic on most social media platforms. Now, the backlash against black women engaging in interracial dating stems from a combination of historical, cultural, and societal factors, as well as perceptions within the black community and beyond. So when we have these conversations, especially when it's related to or has a racial component, it is almost always necessary to take a look back into history and events that shaped the civil rights movement. So for those that may not be familiar, the 1967 U.S. Supreme Court case Loving versus Virginia marked a pivotal moment in the fight against racial discrimination in marriage. Now, at the heart of the case were Richard and Mildred Loving, an interracial couple from Virginia who were arrested for violating the state's anti-miscegenation laws, which then banned marriage between people of different races. Their legal battle culminated in a landmark decision where the Supreme Court ruled that such laws were unconstitutional, affirming that the right to marry is a fundamental right guaranteed to all individuals regardless of race. Now, this case not only broke down racial barriers here in the U.S., but also became a global symbol of love, triumphing over prejudice. Similar movements across the world, including the dismantling of apartheid in South Africa and the decriminalization of interracial relationships in countries like Brazil and Canada, have further advanced the cause for equality in love and marriage. The Loving versus Virginia case remains a cornerstone in civil rights history today, setting a precedent for dismantling discriminatory laws worldwide and promoting the universal right to love freely. Now, Black women, especially here in the U.S., have long been perceived as central figures within the Black community, tasked with upholding cultural values and supporting Black men in their struggles against systemic racism. Now, when Black women date outside their race, some interpret it as a rejection of their responsibility to stand by Black men, adding a sense of betrayal, even though interracial dating is increasingly now common. A noticeable double standard when it comes to interracial dating. Black men who date outside their race tend to face less scrutiny, while Black women are often judged harshly. Now, this stems from the historical imbalance where Black women have had fewer dating options, partially due to negative stereotypes that portray them as less desirable in mainstream culture. Now, as a result, when Black women choose to date non-Black men, it is sometimes viewed as an abandonment of Black men who already face challenges in the dating world. So some women in interracial relationships face derogatory labels, being accused of selling out or being seen as trying to gain social status while dating white men, a notion linked to centuries-old racial hierarchies. So these attitudes persist despite increasing approval of interracial relationships overall, creating a toxic environment of judgment for those involved. Now, media often plays a role in reinforcing or distorting perceptions. We all know that. Interracial couples, particularly Black men with white women, are more visible in the media, while Black women's experiences in interracial relationships are underrepresented. Now, this lack of visibility contributes to misunderstandings about their choices, fueling controversy where Black women openly discuss their relationships. So in summary, the backlash stems from historical expectations deep-rooted in gender double standards, societal pressures, and harmful stereotypes that create a challenging environment for Black women and sometimes Black men in interracial relationships. So, where does that leave us today? Well, this conversation around the interracial dating is clearly far from over, whether it's rooted deep in historical beliefs, amplified by social media, or complicated by cultural differences. This topic still divides opinion. Now, on one hand, we've come a long way in normalizing love across racial lines, but on the other hand, the controversy shows no sign of disappearing. Ultimately, the question remains, is it love or is it problematic? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. So if you can, drop a comment down below. Do you think interracial relationships still face unfair judgment, or is it all just a matter of personal preference? I want to thank you for stopping by The Occasional Commentary. This is Hallie Reed. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care, 'cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down I know I might be headed for teardrops, now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no, 'cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell looking